club is dead, hands they hold, watch him spend, watch him, watch her. No love, why they suffer? Can't they see the buffer? Take her home, no rubber. Shit, I'll take another shot, 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 shot. Shot feels warm, write a poem, write a song. Not like them, you'll die alone. What they say, but I keep going. Switching eyes, she don't know. Another head up on that board and she was bored. This part I kind of fucked up. Like, I just need to fix it a bit. Taxi man, drive me home. Taxi man, drive me home. And this part as well, I need to do a little bit of. This is personally my favorite part. Where are you going? So with my yesterday. Thank you. I'm actually in my underwear, so I'm just gonna hit one of those. That's the 10th yawn I've done. No, 15th at least, bare minimum. It's Saturday. It's Saturday at Saturn-Day. I've got this journal, it's almost finished, so I've bought this journal. Very cute, super gorgeous. Haven't filmed yesterday, didn't film Thursday, did very briefly film Wednesday, but I'll probably include it before this anyway, so you'll know what's up. But I went to no, it doesn't matter. Do you know what? It doesn't matter. I went out today, just before this afternoon, and I filmed in this, like, little garden area, by this, like, shopping centre near me. It's, like, really nice. It's beautiful. It's like beautiful full jungle little space in the middle of this, like, complex with a restaurant. Anyway, besides the point. I filmed it, and then after I filmed it, I was like, it didn't really feel right. Because it was like, I felt like I was kind of doing a vlog, and I was like, that's not what you're doing. So why are you doing that? So I'm just gonna retake it, and I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna read this first and get it out, because I filmed that. I had that realization. I was like, I didn't feel bad or like, why are you doing that? It was just more so, it's interesting, and perhaps it's because I haven't been filming consecutively this week, which I've been fine with, because I'm like, this week is about playing and being curious, and, you know, and like being a bit more relaxed and taking that time to ourselves. So yeah, I haven't had any guilt around it, and I haven't had any pressure to be like, I need to film this today. I've been like, fuck it, I don't actually care, but I have been doing things. I wrote a chapter for my book today, which I won't go into detail of. And I I've been making some music. I've not just been writing, I've been making music, which is really fun and exciting for me, and I'm learning new things. And I haven't finished a song. It's because I'm a bit meticulous. So I'm like, I need to learn a bit more of how to make it sound exactly how I want it to sound, rather than just putting things in it and going, okay, this is the best I can get with like the 5 beats that I've put in. So I'll put a snip. Oh, I might have already put a snippet. I don't fucking know. I took a snippet from the first day that I wrote it and made it, and I added like 1,000 other things. I worked on it for like 8 hours last night, maybe. So yeah, it's called Taxi Man, and it was a really fun one. But yeah, so I filmed that today, and then I went, okay, vloggy McGee, like, what's up with that? And then so I wrote this. I'm gonna read it out. This week, ... has been personal. This week has been personal. I wrote that, and then I got stuck after writing that. Then I was just sitting there and I was looking around, and I wasn't sure what to put down. And then I put other people ? And then I have written, I will never be able to ensure somebody else views reality in the same way as I do, but I can, will, and do ensure I show up and show out in the magical ways I have learnt it to work. I'm comfortable in being viewed as crazy, delusional, cringe, unrealistic, because I have already lived as the true definitions of those things. It was delusional for me to consider I could happily live in a simple, conventional life, happily live a simple and conventional life that was conditioned for me to accept rather than chosen by me. I used to have visceral reactions of cringe when I would remember something I deemed as embarrassing. I would pass judgment on other people for doing things of similar perceived embarrassment, an unfortunate and misdirected projection of my own insecurities and self-made limitations. I haven't been told I'm unrealistic or to be realistic in a hot minute. I think people who have met me know better than to say something so nonsensical to my face. I have been a victim of my own delusions. I don't really speak about my clear cognizance. I have had fear, disdain, and preemptive annoyance with the prospect of having to try and explain what this inner knowing really is. That I'm not particularly special and everyone has access to themselves. I can't be mad that people may not understand what I mean when I say I was a victim of my own delusions, but I will say that my vision for my life has been so kindly and gently delivered to me in such clear pieces that are not of this world. And that is for me to know, not just believe, because yes, it is beyond faith. I follow that knowing regardless of whether that makes a single lick of sense to any other person. And I get that, and I get that. I get that. I deserve that. I deserve that. And that is a full sentence. I deserve this. I found that belief of deserving. Even in those times I felt like a victim, but refused to admit I was. The moment I consider that my deservedness should be explained and related to a single or multiple hardships, that's when I know to just shut my fucking mouth or mind up, because I deserve it with or without. I once said the law of polarity was a godsend, but it's just law, reality, life. As above, so below started within me, and from above, I didn't just make peace with what was below, but love it so fucking passionately and unconditionally that it had no other option but to work with and for me and my all-consuming light, aka the fastest thing we know. So I deserve it, and I am walking art. And if you consider that entitled or egotistical, do you know what I mean? Like, who are you talking to? And if you consider that, and I did get in my, I got in my feelings a bit writing this, to be honest. And I wasn't going to put this at the end, and this is probably why I hesitated to put it at the end, because even as I start saying it, I'm like, real. And if you consider that entitled or egotistical, look in the fucking mirror. Sometimes I do for hours at a time on Venus Day, which is true. Amen. And then I've put a big fat fucking pentacle there. So that's what came out after I reconsidered the way that I was filming and speaking to the camera today. And I might just go back through what I had written down. I wrote it on Friday, so I wrote it on Venus Day, but I wrote it about what I was supposed to. Okay, before I wrote that little excerpt there, I had written the word supposed to, well, the words supposed to, and then the word perhaps. I've found myself, well, maybe not supposed to, but I've just used it once then. And then I wrote it in the sentence before I had written it down. And then I used the word perhaps. And I found myself when I was writing, I was about to write in one of these sentences, I suppose that something, and then I went to go write perhaps. And I was like, interesting. But, what was I saying? Oh, Mercury Day. On Mercury Day, because I don't really fucking feel like going into the things I'm inspired by. And you know, I'm not gonna read you what I've written in honor of Mercury. Because I'm inspired by the conclusion that I came to when I was writing about inspiration was the common human experience, and that the common human experience has the opportunity to prompt inspiration that, not even prompt inspiration, like a common human experience can be the foundation to create something that becomes otherworldly, which I think is beautiful. I also talked about inspiration that continues as opposed to inspiration that is kind of acts in solitude, I suppose. And what I mean by that is, and I was referring to artists and musicians in particular, because like that is, in terms of art forms, that is, and I'm sure it's the same for a lot of people, is that it's just the biggest one. It's the biggest one. It is, I'm 28 years old, like the generation I've grown up in, it's just been music. It's been music, and that is like what I've held so just like as a definite my entire life. And I was speaking about how, and this is something that sort of came to me maybe last year, maybe it was even this year, but I was just thinking about the fact that everything I love, and if I love something, I'm inspired by it, but being inspired by something, like for me, that shit's the same. Loving something and being inspired by it, because it's, anyway. But I like to think of the fact that things find me exactly at the right time they need to for me to love them and be inspired by them. And using music as an example, or artists that, like some of my favorite artists, and this is what I said, because it's like I can't say I have a favorite artist, because it's like I I go from these like bodies of work or these eras that I love from them, and then I may have like Kendrick Lamar, for example, right? Good Kid, Mad City. I did not listen to an album a full way through until he came to my city for a concert, and I said, well, shit, let me just check out Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And then that album for me came back around 2024. Bish Bosh Bash. That being said, there's like albums of his that I haven't even listened to. I'll know a couple songs, popular songs. But I'm like, I like it. I like it because I go, now I get like, I get to explore these things at a time in my life when it's gonna be right for me to like really get into it. So yeah, that's and what else did I say? I spoke about like and again, it's music. It's music this week, isn't it? It is. And like I could love a song. I could beat a song to fucking death. I could have no fucking clue of any other of the songs that were created in an album surrounding that one until maybe 12 months later. And it's sick. And I love it. And I like operating that way. And I don't do it intentionally, as in I don't intentionally avoid looking into specific songs or like work or films or whatever it may be. I don't avoid it because I'm not like, it needs to come to me at the right time. It's just like, there's so fucking much out there. And it's something, it needs to land. It needs to land in a place with me that I'm like feeling it in a particular way. And then I'm like, I get locked into it. I get lost in it. I get a bit lost in it. And that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to get into something just because of who created it or because I need to study it. Sometimes I will need to because there is a balance that is kind of needed. But it's art, man. It's there to fucking enjoy. So yeah. But that's kind of that was kind of my chats on inspiration. Then I spoke about, there's a line in a poem that I read out, the line about the whiskey, because and this is what I mean common human experience. But there's this guy on TikTok, and mind you, I don't like watch any alcohol videos or like cocktail videos, mixologists. I don't watch any of that shit. And it just popped up on my feed. I fucking hate whiskey. And it's like all he posts is these like beautifully constructed glasses of whiskey and these like fancy ice cubes. It's like this, how do you explain it? It's like this little, people know what this is. I'd never seen it before. It's a little like barrel that sits on top of the glass, and before he does that, he'll do like a slice of fruit and like blowtorch to like caramelize the sugar on it. I need a burp. It's always happening, isn't it? Excuse me. And then I'll put this little barrel mini box on top of the glass, blowtorch it with these like cherry flavored, peach flavored wood chips, and then he smokes the glass, and he has this like fancy fucking ice. Like, it's just, I look at it and I go, oh my god, I want a glass of whiskey. And like it's things that make me feel in awe are like if we're not talking about things that continue to inspire, it's like it's things like that. It's so simple, and there's always a person behind it. So that's what I mean when I'm like, it's like a common human experience. And it's just things like that. Like I watch that and I'm in awe, and then I see like a couple other ones come up, and in my mind I don't go, oh, I have to write something about this. It's just kind of like it sticks with me, and then I go to write something and it just comes out. because it's something that's brought me awe, and then I can just put it into something else. So those, yeah, inspiration. Yeah. And after I wrote all of that down, I wrote that on Jupiter Day, Thursday. I was supposed to, which is where supposed to came up. I was supposed to do some research around fashion to just sort of expand my knowledge there. Which I didn't do that. I have noted some, I did it a couple weeks ago, looking into specifically John Galliano. But I want to learn more about him, Alexander McQueen, who else? Jean-Paul Gaultier, Mugler. Can't remember who else I wrote down. I think those are some of the main ones as like stand out. I really like, because I just want to learn more about high fashion. I wanted to be a fashion designer when I was younger. And yeah, I just think over the years I haven't really allowed myself much to expose myself much to like fashion history, which is art history though. Thank you so much. Which I'd really like to do, because it's fascinating. Though, like, high fashion is just so, it's to die for. But those are just some of the standout designers. I think I very much like things that are have a bit of edge and are a bit otherworldly. But yeah, yesterday was Venus Day. Like I said, I spent about 8 hours working on a song yesterday, and it was fun. I was really loving it, really enjoying myself, and was just experimenting. Like, that's kind of what this week's been about. Experimenting. I've been filming for 20 minutes. I might have to edit this video, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I reckon I could be a real good, what's her name from Obsession, Nikki? No.